The Redeemer has risen.
Hey, what's up guys, Massive here, come back to do another video commentary, and today I'm going to be casting a game between Unleashed UA and vOddy. We're going to be back on Tournament Tower, so just the same as my last VOD. It's going to be between vOddy this time and Unleashed. I did go over the comments of this VOD, and apparently it's going to be a pretty wicked game. And I'm going to cast these old school VOD replays because I want to bring a bit more, variety to my channel. That's until I find another game to play or what have you. I mean, I'm waiting for the C&C rival, not necessarily rivals, in fact, fuck rivals. I'm waiting for the remastered to come out, and that's going to be not until 2020. Speaking of remastered, I've said this before, I'll say it again. I hope it's not a 2D sprite game in 2020. I just hope it's not that. I want it to be a 3D remake built on another engine. That's what I want that to be. But with all that said, guys, let's get into this game. It's going to be in 1.01. So, did I turn shadows on? Yes, I did. Yep, I usually adjust my graphics settings before I go into game to get thumbnails and stuff, because I extract units and structures from World Builder in a specific manner. So yeah, we have over here on the left side of the map, we can see vOddy playing as the MoK of Kane. So he's going to be signed MoK of Kane here, going for some Awakened. Those were notoriously bugged back in the day. And over on the right hand side, we can see Unleashed playing as the purple GDI vanilla. And one thing about MoK of Kane in 1.0 in PC, if you drafted a Shredder turret, it was the full squad. This is 1.0, not this version, but it was insane. They were the best scouts in the game, bar none. One weakness though of these Awakened is that if they come across buzzers, they are a lot weaker versus buzzers, just because they don't have the DPS of, say, a Cabal squad, so they kind of struggle versus mass buzzer compared to Cabals. But otherwise, they do tear a shred these rifles and stuff like well, not buzzers, but militants. So Unleashed going to get a nice scout off in this game. Unleashed being one of the oldest players in the game. We haven't seen much of him lately. He does sign on now and then, though he mostly goes under a few Smurf accounts, though I haven't seen him on lately. Here we go, an APC here, looking to try and destroy these Awakened. You should have probably put a rifle in this APC, because if you don't, it can't shoot that APC while it's empty, and he should have really expected it there with the Awakened that was there. Back in the day, people probably didn't know that to make the EMP work on the Awakened, you'd have to press the S key first on your keyboard. That way, if you'd done that, the EMP would be released. Otherwise, it has a tendency of not going off. So maybe he felt that it was unreliable. He's going to get an EMP off here. There you go. That's just showing how unreliable the EMP was there. I mean, if it was fixed in this game, it would have been pretty bad for Unleashed, because he would have lost that APC and he wouldn't have had anything to deal with these units. Quick recharge rate on those Awakened, unless he has another squad there, which he does. Finally putting a rifle in the APC, and we have that bike rush, which I forgot to mention. vOddy went for those bikes. He actually kept them alive, so yeah, vOddy once again proving that he is going to be in form here with his micro. To consider vOddy to be one of the best players in the game when it comes to unit control and micromanagement. That's why I like to go over his replays. You guys probably noticing that I have a fair few number of replays of vOddy. It's either that, or I cast games where either side goes for all ends, like Technique and Dynamic do. Those guys, while very good back in the day, didn't really provide for sick games to watch, in my opinion. vOddy, on the other hand, he does some pretty crazy, wacky builds, and Unleashed, what more can you say? Unleashed here being the master of unorthodox strategies and builds, and it's going to be interesting to see what he has in mind here. The pace of the game seems a little off. That's because harvesters are a little more expensive in 1.01. They actually cost $2,000 to build from the War Factory. The refineries cost the same though, 3K. Bikes can get cleaned up there, so vOddy loosened those bikes. Unfortunately, I guess he wanted to get a scout off, see if Unleashed going for a quick 2 War Factories. But nevertheless, Unleashed going to get underway with an expansion, unless this is going to be a second War Factory. It looks like it's building way too quick to be a refinery. This map is really good for 2 War Factories early on after your second refinery, because of the rush distance between your expansion Tiberium field and your opponent's Tiberium field is so small, so if you go for 2 war factories, you can punish their triple ref so easily. And typically, unless the player who goes for triple ref doesn't go for units on 5 halves, it's going to be game over at that point. He's going to go for Predator tanks though, so I guess maybe vOddy was anticipating this. He's going for a command post too, curiously. Maybe he's got air in mind, or maybe he's looking to take up the tier 3. I'll go for a quick tier 3. Juggernauts at this stage of the game would be pretty hard for vOddy to deal with unless he goes for beam cannons or something. He is MoK, he does have Enlightened, so maybe he can do that as well, though if Unleashed decides to move his MCV forward, then of course that's going to nullify the effect of infantry with those watchtowers. APC going to get locked down here, vOddy making some Awaken from the barracks. We did, in the recent 1.02 plus, actually make Awakened tip immune, so if you walked in the base back, if you walked in Tiberium back then, you would take tip exposure, which is quite honestly ridiculous because they're awakened, they're cyborgs. They shouldn't take tip exposure. Harvester gets sniped here for Unleashed, so Unleashed going to get himself a Harvester. Unleashed is looking to be in the better position in this game, though vOddy does have a few Scorpion tanks, and if Unleashed's aim is to go for a Juggernaut push, then of course vOddy can, you know, imp those with the Awaken here. He has, and also bypass them with these Scorpion tanks. Nice move going for the Scorps. He has Dozer Blades already, by the way, so that's going to be pretty good for vOddy. He is almost depleting his field here. I don't think he's aware that Unleashed has a Reclamator hub in the middle of the map. I'm curious to see his vision here. I'm going to go to vOddy's vision, see if he is actually aware of this. He can't see the Reclamator hub. In fact, yeah, he can. And yeah, I mean, he's aware of it now, so let's see what his decision is going to be. I mean, he's on tier 3 now. Okay, then maybe Spectres is the way to go. But against this Marv, it's going to be difficult, unless he goes for like some form of other EMP like Enlightened. Enlightened weren't bugged compared to Awakened back in the day. But he's going to focus down these power plants here. One Scorpion Predator tank, that's going to get taken out real quick. Marv is out on the field though. vOddy saw this well in advance. He should be able to stop it with the imp that he has available to him. He needs to stop this Marv from really Marvising this field here. That's really what Unleashed was aiming to do. I mean, I'm surprised that Unleashed opted for this strategy, knowing that he was against a MoK player. But yeah, all those Awaken getting taken out, that's just what Unleashed wanted. The Marv didn't take any damage though, so I think that imp was a bit too wasted. He should have really had a stronger force before committing with those units, but nevertheless, vOddy going to set up a defensive wall here. Potentially he could charge these up with a few beam cannons. This does extend the range of the obelisk. It makes them shoot like to maybe here. It's just less than the Juggernaut's range. I think in 1.0 the base game, the obelisks when charged were actually the same range as Juggernauts. There was a few things that were OP back in the day, which made MoK so powerful when it came to camping. But what do you know? Some Enlightened for vOddy, so he's going to go into that now, presumably going for the cybernetic legs, otherwise they're pretty useless, just as Trav Descents are. Really slow actually. But vOddy here, he's not even, I mean Unleashed, what's he doing? He's going for Hammerhead. He's not even looking to get a refinery up on his field. He went for this Marv. He briefly tried to Marvis some of this field, which is his own field. He sacrifices a Hammerhead, but yeah, vOddy takes that out straight away. He's looking to be in a good position here. He does have triple ref, or rather 4 harvesters on that one refinery. He has eco, whereas Unleashed doesn't. In fact, no, scratch that. Unleashed getting a refinery up. And vOddy may want to get his own epic unit out here so he can, you know, tank some of this damage. Epic units are extremely cost effective. And vOddy needs to ensure that he doesn't do the same mistake as he done earlier. And that is, you know, imp without actually having anything to kill the Marv. He's losing Enlightened, but it's all for nothing. I mean, he's going to get 1 Juggernaut, I think. The Marv's going to briefly come back online. These Raider buggies actually look like they've been upgraded with imp as well. This is what I meant. I mean, he had no reason to push out there. He could have just held back. And this is not looking too good for vOddy. He's actually losing buggies now. So yeah, Unleashed extremely cost effective with this Marv. It's not even taking a shred of damage yet. And we have some more economy establishing here for Unleashed. vOddy needs to get himself in gear here. He's losing far too much. These Enlightened are really good, but only good when you have something to, you know, do some damage. Maybe a few Spectres would be good just to deter this Marv from getting in, or potentially even a few Vertigo bombs would be good in this game as well. vOddy needs to think smart, do something like that. But yeah, Orchestrate coming down here for Unleashed. Of course, vOddy, a player of his caliber, is not going to fall for that. I've noticed Unleashed did this to me even a few years ago. It's kind of weird. But nevertheless, this Marv going to get destroyed, I think, unless all the EMP has been used. But yeah, the Rage Gen can go off here. Might force the Sonic Emitter to finish it off, though. It is on like 25% HP, I'd say, at the moment. So not going to be quite enough. We have Juggernauts coming out here for Unleashed. He's going to pull that one back, and the Redeemer coming in here. He doesn't have flame, so he can't really burn this Sonic Emitter down. He's MoK. Even then, you couldn't actually move and shoot with the Tib Trooper garrison in the Redeemer. That was only introduced in 1.02 plus. And the Redeemer going to get a sit back here for some repairs, and now we have the battle of the artillery. We see a few Spectres coming out here for vOddy. He's going to make quick work of these defenses. I'd probably sell these off, actually, because they're just... It's going to be money that you're going to need soon. And, you know, the point of contention is really those Tiberium spikes if the fields do deplete. Looks like Unleashed has harvested more of his tier field compared to vOddy. vOddy not getting that second ref up on his expansion, though. Probably be tactically wise to do that because... of course, spending money on another refinery means you have less units. But yeah, look at all that damage. They just taken out 2 more Spectres. So Unleashed getting these trades here and there. The Marv has been healed all the way to full. Wow, that healed up rather quick. Did he get a rig out, or is it just healing nearby the war factory? Of course, he does have those engineers in it as well to repair that Marv. He's going to do some more damage here. Enlightened's going to come forward. He's going to get that imp straight away. Unfortunately, I don't think... Unleashed is paying attention here. He's going to lose this Marv. Actually, no, he's on way too much health. These Enlightened are expensive units. He may want to pull those back now then once they've used their M. But what do we have here? A few rifles, nothing much really. And was that a commando? He just lost a commando. Is it me? Or yeah, he actually built one. I guess. Oh, it probably would have made sense there considering how there was Enlightened on the field. But that gets taken out straight away by the Redeemer. And vOddy here, he's going for more Spectres. He's in a much better position if you consider the amount of Tib he has available to him. Whereas this is all Unleashed has because he harvested half of the field with a Marv. So that was kind of the flaw in his strategy there, is that if he didn't end the game, it would have been really bad for him in the long term. By the way, vOddy also has 1-clicks that he could use as well. And he could even use the C Tiberium if things do get dire for him as far as Tib is concerned. But Juggernaut's out here for Unleashed. What is vOddy going to do here? He's got Spectres, but they're kind of getting repairs in the back. Going for a few Vertigos would be pretty good in this game, considering how there is no anti-air. I mean, there's a few pit bulls, but not really much besides that. We have a stealth tank in the back of the base. I guess maybe that's why Unleashed was making those. Probably sniff something like that coming out. But yeah, vOddy needs to pay attention. Looks like Unleashed attention is fixed on that stealth tank. He's going for an air tower now, maybe for Venoms. Yeah, to kill the snipers and commando. Wow, infantry going to be a real... No longer going to be an option. Did he use a ratio? I don't think he did. And if this goes down, this refinery, that's damaging. It's going to be so devastating for vOddy. People coming in here to reveal these harvesters. Juggernaut gets reclaimed, and vOddy here, is this going to be the end of him in this game? He does still have those Spectres. He really needs to make some work happen with those. Looks like the pitbulls are trying to chase back this stealth tank. Not sure if it got destroyed or not. It's over here actually, so I guess Unleashed completely missed that. The Redeemer still trying to do something here. He's moving too far forward though. He's going to probably get that EMP'd, or rather destroyed. And I think that is, I mean, he crucially needs to keep this alive actually. There's no EMP. The commando coming in once again. That Marv is pursuing it down. There it goes. And that's going to be it, I think, for vOddy. I mean, he's going to kill the commando. Okay, he's going for Juggernauts, Vertigos too. Probably unwise to destroy the Marv with those. I'd probably go for the Juggernauts, of which there are 3 right now. He did reveal just then that he's going for Juggernauts or those Vertigos, so perhaps you should have gave away the element of surprise by targeting those juggernauts first, but nevertheless, let's see what vOddy has up his sleeve. He's going to probably milk this stealth tank here, but it's going to get destroyed quickly. Yeah, it is, unfortunately. That was really something that he needed to take out there. And vOddy going for another redeem, it looks like. He really needs to get a kill on this Marv to equalize this game. vOddy, he could probably send some harvesters to this field here, which he's doing now. He's harvesting actually this field as well. Snipers do get taken out, as well as the engineer. He's going for a redeemer now. I presume that is what he's doing. vOddy only has 2 harvesters now, and I just don't see how vOddy's going to make a comeback in this game. But I'm guessing by just how much this replay has been wobbed that something is going to happen, and it's just not going to end up as it is now. Redeemer is out in the field, but vOddy, he's trapped in this corner. He has no garrisons in this Redeemer either, and he really needs to get a kill on this Marv, which is veteran now. Maybe with the aid of the Vertigos he can probably end it. Oh my god, it's just so tanky though, this Marv, isn't it? A few more shots and that will go down, but the Pitbulls, where did they go? Did he send them around the back or something? Yeah, he's going to camp the airfield with a slingshot. I'm guessing those got destroyed. 2 Pred tanks up here. Nice emp though from the Awakened or Enlightened, I presume that's what it was. And there we go, there's the Marv. So perhaps I called this too soon. vOddy Unleashed is flowing a bit of money though. But yeah, vOddy is still in this game, albeit barely. He's trying to harvest this Tib here. He's got a husk here, which he probably badly needs to reclaim, but I'd imagine he's got funds difficulty. If I were in a position like this, I'd probably sell this tech lab, especially considering how he has the Tib core upgrade as well. I mean, going for a bunch of bikes is probably going to be better than his alternative options. He just doesn't have enough funds to get those tech units out, and of course he has those cybernetic legs, so he can reclaim these husks really quickly with the engineers. You could probably sell the MCV as well. Maybe if he needs funds, he'd also get an engineer from the deal. But he's going to destroy these husks with the Vertigos. Doesn't want to risk giving those to Unleashed. And this is one of those maps where the Tib is somewhat limited, though Unleashed has been leaving this to dry. I'm not sure if that was deliberate though, because vOddy probably did destroy that refinery earlier. So yeah, I can't see that being what Unleashed was meant to do back then. But yeah, Unleashed, what's he going to do now? He's got another Marv out. He probably might want to consider going for mass Pitbulls and take out those Vertigos on the deck, maybe get a mortar upgrade. But as I mentioned before, Tib on this map is limited. He's not going for any upgrades. He's going for slingshots now, but without that upgrade, he's not going to accomplish anything with them. He needs tungsten really if he's going to have any hope of killing these Vertigos. Another thing, guys, if you want to destroy Vertigos with slingshots, I'd put a sensor pod on the slingshot. It's such a powerful thing to do, because most look out for stuff like Pitbulls, but no one ever expects you to put a sensor pod on your slingshot. So that can be pretty sick. But yeah, as I was mentioning, a couple of Pitbulls in the back of the base, that's going to cause some problems here for vOddy. And looks like one of these is going to get sniped on the deck, Unleashed. vOddy going to get a repair on his veteran Redeemer now. May want to put some engineers in that. It's really the best garrison you can put in a MoK Redeemer, because they don't have a Black Hand troops. So engineers it is, and the engineer relative to GDI engineers in the Marv does repair the Redeemer quite quickly. I'd say 1 engineer or saboteur in the Redeemer is equivalent to say 2 GDI engineers. But Commando comes around the back, gets himself a war factory, and vOddy going to settle with those garrisons there. Looks like he's got a rocket trooper and a Tib trooper in that Redeemer. And what do we have happening here? The Marv staying put. I don't think Unleashed is aware that there's Tib on this side of the field here. vOddy still in this game, albeit barely. He has the 2 harvesters here, but it's just going to be problematic getting to this Tib with the Marv guarding it. Slingshot's going to protect this Marv here. The Vertigos have nowhere to land now. That's because the Firehawks are taking them out on the deck, or they probably just destroyed the air tower there. vOddy does have the ability to rebuild that air tower though, because he still has his tier 2. Spectre's getting destroyed, unfortunately, here for him. And, oops, I just paused the game. That was my bad. And I don't think this Vertigo can really lift up. I mean, I guess it can because there's no stealth detection there, so he'll be pretty fine to go. He's probably just rearming himself now. And he really needs to lift it up though, otherwise he will be losing that air tower, especially if Unleashed has the hard points. It only takes 3 rockets to destroy that. But yeah, if the Redeemer can get itself to heroic somehow, then maybe it has a chance. But I just feel that these Firehawks are going to win it in the end for Unleashed. He's on very low HP though, this Redeemer. He has no way to repair it either. He's going to kill himself a Firehawk if Unleashed is not looking. But yeah, Unleashed, he just needs to chill, man. I mean, he could probably sell up a lot of his base and get himself another Marv or even a Juggernaut. But Zone Troopers being called in here for Unleashed. He could probably get a Space Command uplink too, but those zones are going to be no longer a threat with these Tib Troopers here. They're going to get taken out. The range is pretty good as well on Tib Troopers versus infantry. Another Commando as well for Unleashed. He's going to kill himself those Tib Troopers. vOddy can deal with that though with the Tib Trooper garrison. And that's probably going to go Veteran now or Elite. He sold his tier 2 or probably got bombed, but if he didn't, he could have just fenced this war factory. Protected it further versus the Firehawks. But vOddy, or rather Unleashed, going to go for those Orcas. I don't think he should go out of 2. Like, he's going to feed this Redeemer if he just decides to do this. He needs to go for another Redeemer now. I'd imagine he's floating a bit of money. I don't think he... Again, he's completely unaware that there is Tib on that right side of the map, but it's a miracle how vOddy's still in this game. And that Vertigo is going to get destroyed. So I think vOddy was a bit wasteful. He is wasteful. He does have eco still, amazingly. So maybe this is not over just yet. I mean, look at the situation here. Unleashed has no epic units. These Tib Troopers are going to be a problem though for these Zone Troopers. You know, previously in 1.02 Plus, these would have died because Tib Troopers took 100% damage of all damage types because CGF made a typo, which we didn't notice until last year. But we have since fixed that. But yeah, this rocket in the Redeemer is going to do quite a bit of damage considering how it's Veteran. And that's going to get taken out as well. So yeah, this Redeemer doing some major work here. I feel that Unleashed is just donating too many of his forces though. And he's just going to sit back here, get some repairs on the Redeemer. By the way, repairing of triple drone doesn't repair any faster than 1. I've seen Bike Crush say on his stream many a time that you should repair a triple drone. Well, it does look that way, but really it doesn't repair 3 times as fast. It's the same repair rate. It's actually worse to do this compared to letting 1 drone repair, because that means you can't repair any other unit if you order all 3 drones. And as far as I know, you can't order the drones to stop repairing either once they're trying to repair something. You think you have to go outside the repair radius and then re-enter it. But yeah, Avatar here for vOddy. He only has these few buildings remaining, and he's got the Marv out once again, Unleashed. And what's he going to do here? The Redeemer, I mean, it is Veteran. He's just going to give this to him, though. I mean, his MCV's here. He needs to move that forward, I reckon. Gets himself a Harvester kill. M-Buggy coming in here for vOddy. And he's just going to give this Marv once again. And that's going to go down, I think, yeah, especially because he's MoK. He can just draft Awakened all day with Power Plant and Shredder Turret Cells. I'm surprised he's not building anything from this war factory here, but yeah, this Marv's going to get definitely destroyed, especially considering how the Redeemer has that Tib Trooper garrison, and that does slow down enemy units. He may want to make sure the Redeemer gets the last shot on it though. And I'm surprised it hasn't gone Veteran or rather Elite yet. Predator tank will get destroyed here and Unleashed. I feel that vOddy can probably make a push into the base now. I mean, he probably feels that enough is being destroyed that he can probably do a small counter attack. He has eco. He has only 1 Harvester though, Commander. That's going to be a real threat. He's going to jump jet, but that's going to get destroyed. And oh my god, the Awaken actually kills it in the end, going jumping down there. But Unleashed, he would have been fine anyways, because he could have packed his MCV up there. Things got dire. The Redeemer going to come across this base here. And is that going to elite now? Yeah, it has. Wow, that's going to be very hard for Unleashed to deal with. He may want to consider going for EMP grenades if he's going to ever hope to stop that. He's going for another Marv though, so this is typical Unleashed. This is how I remembered him back in the day. But he's going to take out vOddy's infrastructure with the Firehawks. I guess he feels that he can't take on the Redeemer now anymore. He's going to go instead for those structures. And vOddy doesn't have many buildings left. He has no harvesters, I don't think. In fact, he has 2 harvesters, so yeah, rather than go for another war factory, maybe get a tier 2 out so he can laser fence the refinery here. Because if he loses that, he has no way to gather resources. Mind you, he does have a spike in the bottom. Redeemer coming in here, and Unleashed has nothing to stop this. I mean, he could probably just focus down this airfield now. Unleashed coming down here, going to take out, what's he going to take out? I mean, it would be wise to take out the refinery, deny that income. He's going to drop far too many bombs, and he does have a hard point. And it looks like his MCV is going to make a run for it here. May want to rebuild his airfield, though I don't think he has a command post to do that, so he may have to rebuild that. Maybe sell this tech center if he's struggling for funds. But yeah, vOddy right now just needs to build up a bunch of buildings. He does have a spike, so he can probably just bank up enough money for a power plant. But yeah, he's gonna have to get this air tower out right now. vOddy doesn't have anything besides this Redeemer though. But yeah, 4 Firehawks with hard points, I just feel that's going to be too much for Unleashed. Unless vOddy can actually destroy this airfield here. I mean, he must suspect that the MCV has moved somewhere else. Let's go to his fog of war. Okay, you can see the MCV, you can clearly see it, so he may suspect that the air tower is there. Okay, he sees one more, but there's more than that. This is just decoying him, baiting him, and the... He's going to go for an engineer. I mean, if I were vOddy, I'd definitely go for an engineer here. He's going to take out the Hand of Nod. And nice splitting the fire of those units there, of the Firehawks. But I just feel that Unleashed, wow, if he loses them on the deck here to this Elite Redeemer, he's going to be totally screwed. And is he going to destroy this? Oh my god, now the Firehawks have nowhere to land on vOddy. He's getting a power plant up and a Hand of Nod. So, wow, caught them just in the nick of time. And Unleashed, he can still build an airfield though. He only has those 2 buildings left. vOddy, if he just destroys this command post, no more airfields can be built. But vOddy, he's safe and dandy in this game, as you can see. He has those 2 power plants though. If Unleashed focus firing is good enough, he could probably get all of them. Heroic Redeemer now here for vOddy. He's going to take that out. Oh my god, the MCV has been deployed. And let's see this Redeemer shoot twice as fast. And this is Unleashed's fault for letting this happen. He should have gone for it. He should have gone for the tier 4. Shockwave artillery in that game would have been super good. But nevertheless, I was not expecting that outcome, especially considering how vOddy was so much on the back foot that game. And the economy graph is going to be super interesting. As you can see, vOddy, wow, he was so starved for funds that game, but he somehow made it happen with that Redeemer. And Unleashed, I just feel that that was his own doing that game. He shouldn't have lost the way he did. But nevertheless, it made for an interesting game. And what more can you decipher from that game? He went for commandos. Commandos are good, but he was sending them into Venoms. And sooner or later, vOddy would have had supercharged particle beams anyways. But, wow, vOddy, I don't think any of you guys would have been expecting that outcome there. But yeah, vOddy takes that victory away from Unleashed, and that's going to be another game. So I hope you guys enjoyed this game. I'm going to bring you some more casts, and with all that said, this is Master Leaf. Peace out.